What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the Bitcoin bull TBB. It is the 11th day of August, and here we are sitting at about 1.41 cents. 7.5 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. TBB has seen a little bit of a pullback in the past 24 hours. We've been consolidating for the past few days here. How many days have we been consolidating? Come on. What's going on? We only get the 4-hour time frame. We don't. Okay, there we go. About the past week, really, we've been up here, and this is okay with me. I'm okay with this pullback because, as I was saying here, V-shaped recoveries are nice. They're very dramatic. They're very fast, but I don't know if I want to see us move up in a straight line. Isn't it nice whenever you move up in a straight line? But the faster up you go, the more inevitable selling pressure there will be, right? If you move up very fast, you have a lot of people who've made money in a short amount of time, so that just generates more demand for selling or more pressure to sell, people taking profits. Whereas whenever you do stuff like this, those emotional people, they get bored, they have no patience, they get scared, whatever the case may be. They sell, and the people with more conviction, the people with diamond hands like you and me, they're the ones that come in and buy the dip or buy these boring times. So here we are dipping 1.4 cents right now. It's quite possible that that's the low, and the reason why, I mean, we look at this here from a low to a high, relatively speaking. We've gone right down to our 382, right there, found support there, and then moved up. I did make a post yesterday on X saying that we could go here, maybe even just a little bit lower, and that's okay. We did wick below, and then we closed back above. We've stayed above it since. If we do go back below 0.1278, if we go below this 382 on a 4-hour closing basis, not a wick, but a closing basis, if we can close below there, likely then we would go back to 1 cent, if not potentially even below 1 cent. And yes, we can go below 1 cent and still be fine. It's okay to go lower, to shake out the weak hands, to give people an opportunity to buy in at cheaper prices. I don't know if we'll get that opportunity, but it's, and also, again, shake out the weak hands. It's okay to do that as long as we find support and then we continue to move up. That's fine. I don't know if we will. As we move down here, volume did pick up a little bit, but it's still very minuscule, very, very low levels of volume. That was, since this spike here, it's been the lowest level of volume that we've seen, and that was on this drop. I'm not convinced that we're going to go lower, at least not yet. I think that was the bounce. We'll probably move higher, but time will tell. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom back out. Looking at the 15-minute time frame. RSI is overbought. I mean, it's very volatile. You're going to get that on the 15-minute, especially whenever you're chopping sideways so much here. You've moved down. Pretty volatile. You look bullish here, but I don't know how much. I don't know if that means anything. MACD looks bullish here as well. Maybe the 15 minutes not where we should start. Let's do the 1 hour. There's just not a lot of history here. So it's like if I start at the 1 hour, it's 1 hour, 4 hour, and then we're done. From a high to a low, relatively speaking, you're above the 236. Statistically, we'd be good for about 1.5 cents, if not higher. Depends on how we behave, but also I don't know if this fib is that significant. I do expect this fib to be more significant. And 1.5 cents may be a significant level, but 1.62 cents, it's probably more significant. And here you look at this right here. You found support there. You found resistance there. I think that 1.624, 1.63, whatever, that level is probably very significant. Whenever we get above there on a multi-hour closing basis or a 4-hour closing basis, somewhere in that kind of range, multiple hours in a row closing above here, that would build my confidence that this is a relative low and that we are getting ready to take out this high. Okay. We look at this here with our indicators, and the RSI is breaking out of its downtrend. We've got lower lows and lower highs here. You're breaking out of that downtrend right now. You do look bearish overall, to be fair, but breaking out of your downtrend is a good thing. The MACD is bearish overall as well, but you're building some bullish momentum. If we can get this to cross back above the zero, I think that would promote a lot of growth in the price. The last time that we crossed above the zero, let's just see, let's see, how much of a pump was that? From this relative low here, we moved up, but we weren't crossed above the zero yet. On this next move, we crossed above the zero, and that was a 112% move after already moving up a tremendous amount. So if we move up 112% from here, we're near 3 cents, $30 million market cap. That's phenomenal. and we really start to think about new all-time highs at that point. But the 1 hour, it looks fine. It looks fine. It's a little bit more bearish, but that's okay. Again, it's going to look bearish because we are, whoa, I don't like it whenever it does that. Hold on. Yeah, trading or deck screener's been messing up. I don't know what it is, man. You see that? Like, that's not the real price action. It looks like you consolidated and then just dropped down here. It eliminated all this stuff, but whatever. It's going to look bearish is what I was going to say because we dumped. That's why it's going to look bearish. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, RSI here showing strength. It actually is showing strength. You are getting oversold instead of getting overbought, and that's not good, but getting deep in the overboughts or oversold zone, getting less deep in it here, and even a lesser reaction here, that is showing strength. That is good. Just like here, you're getting deep in there, consistently getting in there, and then eventually you start resisting, and you're showing weaker and weaker signs. Well, from there, that might have been a premonition that we should have, maybe taken more seriously, that we were going to go lower. And we did go a little bit lower, but once we bounced off the 50, I thought we were going to do what we did every other time, which was move up to new highs. We were right on the idea that it broke out pretty soon from there, just not the right directional heading. Anyways, looking at the MACD, we crossed above the 0. We had good things going for us, and we just relinquished those good things. It's no good. Moving sideways, choppy like this, we're disrespecting the 0. I don't think that if moving up above the 0 wasn't that significant, I don't think moving down below it here is that significant. And again, the reason why is we're just choppy and sideways. We moved below it, and that wasn't really a significant move at all. Here we are still finding support at that relative 382 area. From a high to a low overall, this is a different fib, right? The fib we've been using so far has been this low to high. And from there, we're holding support at the 382. That's good. This is where we get that 1.625, 1.63 cents, somewhere in there that we want to get above on a multi-hour basis to validate that this is a low, or at least add the likelihood that this is the low, add to the likelihood statistically. But there's another fib here, which I think also holds significance from a high to a low. Might give us some other things to think about. Yeah, we went from the golden ratio. It's very common to go from the golden ratio to your 0.5382 area. It's very common to go from this zone to this zone for support and then move up here. Now, we were consolidating right below the golden ratio like this. I was expecting because of this that we would just get a nice pop up here and maybe even push through. We'd have some type of bull flag formation and a bull flag move to come after that, but nope, didn't happen. We actually moved down instead, and that's okay. Going from the golden ratio to this area, it's very common. It's very typical to see when working your way up. The next target area would be the 786, 886, and then from there, we'd probably pull back to the golden ratio for support. Prior resistance becomes support, and then we can talk about new all-time highs. So again, this is the preferred approach. Whenever we were talking about this down here, the idea was that we didn't just move straight up to new all-time highs. I know a lot of people want to see that happen. That makes people excited. That's fun. It also generates a lot of emotion, and emotion is not good for structure. What is good for structure is shaking out the emotion, and that's what we're doing here, right? Going up to the golden ratio, dropping down here, moving up to the 786, dropping down here. You're going to make people second guess themselves, and that's great. That's what you want. You want to build conviction. That's how you get to higher prices. That's how you get to the next levels. And inevitably, whenever we do see higher prices, my expectation is that we will see $93 million to $201 million in market cap valuation from a from a $14.1 million valuation. That's some impressive gains from the current price. It's about a 6.5x to a 14, almost a 15x in potential growth. And if you bought this dip, congratulations, you got even more growth, right? Like the lowest price would give you a 17.8x to the lowest price that you could have bought to the highest price it could go. The lowest price to the lowest price that it could go would be about an 8x. So phenomenal gains, phenomenal opportunity here. Even from the current price, it's phenomenal. I very much believe that the Bitcoin bull will see these prices, and I think that it'll happen sometime this month in August. If not, maybe very early September. It's possible. I feel very safe in this this meme coin here. I think that Bitcoin is going to drop, and then I've just seen it happen plenty of times throughout this bear cycle, where Bitcoin has dropped, and community-driven projects like this, they don't drop with it. They're actually Maybe they drop a little bit, maybe they pump, maybe they just stay stagnant and move sideways. People don't know what's going on, whatever. But community-driven projects like this, they're pretty, they're like safe havens. I don't know why. I think the reason why is because they're not linked to everything else, right? Like we are detached more or less from the ecosystem that is related to Bitcoin. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Like Solana, Ethereum, a lot of these major cryptos, they're all kind of intertwined with how Bitcoin does. TBB is too, don't get me wrong, on like a macro play. Like if Bitcoin went down to 30K overnight, we'd probably see meme coins drop through the floor as well because people would just be sure panicking. They don't know what to do. They got to sell everything and hold on to cash. But if Bitcoin sees a bear market finale shakeout, like if we see one of these moves here take place, there were community coins that we were a part of during these drops that were not affected. They dropped afterwards. They dropped some other time afterwards. But I'm getting distracted. All I'm trying to say here, guys, is that I think that we're going to move up higher. That this is the next target area to consider, which would be about 9.2 cents to 21 cents, somewhere in that area. And then we can go from there. This is going to take time. It might be by the end of August. It might be sometime in early September. It could be about a month. It could be a half month from now. It's not going to happen tomorrow, hopefully. But I do think that there is time to accumulate. And if things go the way that I expect them to, we should find resistance somewhere between about 2.9 to 3.7 cents, somewhere in here. That's the next move. We're at 1.4 cents now, so 2.9 to 3.7 cents. That's the area that we'll find resistance. We find resistance there, and then we find support where we just found resistance here at the golden ratio level. We should see some increases that'll take us to new all-time highs after that. If we move up from here and we just skyrocket and we see new all-time highs, that's great. That's not the methodical approach, but that's okay. I mean, if we're that bullish and we have to move up, that's fine. But I think taking our time is okay. It's okay to take your time. It builds conviction. It gives people with conviction time to get in more, and people without conviction to consider selling and get out, right? Because if you have a lot of low conviction players, guys, getting in here, buying here, and then at 2x's, they're going to get out. And then at 3x's, 4x's, they're going to get out. You have high conviction players getting in, they're not going to sell until we're at new all-time highs. And even then, probably not until we're at $100 million market cap or more. There's people who are buying here who don't intend to sell until we're at $1 or more. You hear what I'm saying? So high conviction, having that time, consolidating instead of just moving up like this and getting people who've never heard of this project getting in for their first time at these levels, and then they double their money and sell. It's not that it hurts the price action. That hype, that FOMO, it's essential in generating those euphoric blow off top moments, those incredible rallies. It's essential to have those emotions coming in. It's just not sustainable. The longer that we get here, the longer that we consolidate, the more sustainable this price action can be to the upside without seeing a crazy crash like we did here, right? This is the result. That 90% correction there was the result of moving up 300x in less than a month, right? So taking your time, it's not a bad thing. It's fun. It's fun when we move up in a short amount of time, but there's a not fun side to that as well. Anyways, hit that like button, subscribe, whatever comes our way. I'm assuming it'll be to the upside. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.